This week on BOI Weekly, Sara Products Limited, gutted by fire in 2009 after about 16 years in operation. But like a phoenix from the ashes, Sara Product Limited rises again to become one of the leading indigenous foam manufacturing companies in Nigeria with the help of the Bank of Industry. I'll tell you all about it after the break. I am Adeshewa Josh.
In the agricultural sector due to limited processing and preservation capacity. This results in high food prices and food importation with its attendant effects on the nation's foreign reserves. To enable Nigerians optimize the benefits from the country's vast agricultural products such as cassava, oil palm, rice, tomatoes and others, the Bank of Industry has launched a 5 billion naira cottage agro-processing fund, the CAP Fund. Customers can access the fund to establish plans to process our various agro-produce into food products or intermediate raw materials for industries at a single-digit interest rate of 9% per annum. For more information on the CAP Fund, please visit www.boinigeria.com/capfund. Bank of Industry, developing Nigeria's agro-processing industry through the CAP Fund.
Sara Products Limited is an indigenous company that was incorporated in 1993 and is into the manufacturing of all kinds of foam products, including orthopedic mattresses, underlays for carpets and rugs, cushions, foam blocks, and fire-retardant foams. Their product is known in the market as Sara Foams. Sara Products Limited is located at Happy Home Avenue, Industrial Estates, Kirikiri, Lagos, Nigeria, where its factory and operations takes place. But after 16 years of business boom, the company experienced the unprecedented.
The company actually started far back as 1993. It is an indigenous company, even though the owner is a Lebanese, but he has stayed in Nigeria for quite a long time and has nationalized. We have been growing and we became a household name from that 1993 that we started. But unfortunately, sometimes in 2009, February precisely, we had a fire incident. The second fire incident, but this one was very massive. And so the whole factory was gutted down. Nothing was salvaged because the fire actually started in the night, and before the securities on guard could raise alarm, it has gone far. And we all know that the chemicals with which foams are made are very highly inflammable. So the factory was actually gutted down. But we decided that the company will not die like that. So with the aid of our bank then, we met BOI. And that was where BOI came in. Since 2010, from 2009 when the fire incident happened, we were putting all the processes in place to be able to approach BOI and get the facilities that we needed from them. And then finally in 2010, they came in, and from then we have been partner in this business. The whole of this factory premises you are saying now, there was nothing here. It was only ash that was here until about 2012, early 2012, when we started rebuilding again. And we started from the scratch all over again. But because of the facilities that BOI gave to us, we were able to get manufacturing equipment again. So to a large extent, we came back bigger, and we are growing.
Stronger and better indeed, with a turnover that has more than tripled in less than 5 years, and a state-of-the-art foam-making machines funded by the Bank of Industry, Sara Product Limited is not just staying ahead in terms of quality, it is also ready to meet market demands.
We have one of the best production machines in the country. We have a mega production plant. And it depends on the demand. No matter the demand, we can meet the tonnage. No matter the demand, we can meet the tonnage. It's just a question of space. If not, with the machines on ground, there's hardly any demand we cannot meet. And also store down for those who would want in future. So the capacity is quite large. We're just trying to penetrate more into the market, but we can meet any demand for now. And our turnover also has increased largely. Before now, at least even if we judge by tax, we were not with the large tax payers. But 2012, FRS mandated us to be among the large taxpayers because of our turnover.
Foam manufacturing simply entails a reaction of chemicals. Sourcing the raw materials and mixing them in the right proportion is the first step.
The raw materials that we use are mostly, they are chemicals. The foam you are saying is just a reaction of chemicals. And most of the raw materials that we use, we source for them outside the country. The ones that are readily available, we get here. But most of the raw materials we use, we source for them outside the countries. We have chemicals like TDI, we have polio. Those are the major chemicals that are combined to bring out the foams that you're seeing. We get them from outside. And if the process of getting from outside is a little bit delayed, there are companies who are also marketing them here. We get from them as well. If it is gotten locally, good. There are some of them that we get locally. Calcium carbonate, for instance, it is gotten from Nigeria here. So we don't need to import that one. There are some of the chemicals that we get locally. Pigments, we get them locally from Nigeria. But those ones that we know that even those who buy them from also have to import them. We also do the importation ourselves.
Polyurethane, otherwise known as foam, is made from a reaction of two primary ingredients, isocyanate and polyol. The two are mixed together with water and a few additives. The reaction immediately begins to take place where two bubbles are formed and the mixture expands, and then it rises to form foam. But before the production starts, a pre-test is carried out.
Before we start any production, we normally do some pre-test that will tell us whether that chemical is suitable for the production we want to make or not. And there are so many chemicals, but normally we try to categorize some of them as catalysts and some of them as the main chemicals. We have the polyol, which is basically a compound with a lot of hydroxyl group. It's just like glycerin, which you use in your pomade. So it's not a harmful product. Then you have water, which is everywhere. Then we have the amine catalyst, the tint catalyst. And of course, at times you add a blowing agent to help you control the heat. Because this reaction is a heat-producing reaction. It gives off a large quantity of heat. So you might have to use a way to try to bring it down. This is what is done anytime we want to produce. We must do this to make sure that the product will come out in the way we expect it.
After the pre-test, then the real process starts.
This is the mixer head. It's connected to various delivery tubes or delivery channels coming from the different dosing machines or dosing pumps. Now, this is where the chemicals are mixed. All the chemicals I showed you earlier, this is where they are pre-blended or blended and then delivered to the conveyor for the final product to be made. As you can see, from the production proper, which is the mixing head, as the chemicals are blended and they come out from the trough, they go into the conveyor. And you can see the foam is going on like that, like a giant bun of bread. So down to the cutting machine, where the sizes are cut, so that you can get a 4.5 mattress, 6x6 mattress, 6x7 mattress, or any kind of mattress size you want. At a certain stage, due to differentiation process, you may like to differentiate a certain density from the other, or a certain quality from the other. You will also add color at times for aesthetic reasons. Some people prefer a certain color. Like if you ask me now, you will give me a color which you prefer. Maybe light blue, maybe pink, maybe greenish. So we add colors at times to give that aesthetic feeling, and also to differentiate various grades of products which you want. Now, as you see, as you can look along now, as the foam is as the foam bond, we call it the bond. Like you can talk of a BUN, like the bread bond. So it is being sized or cut to suit a particular size, which the customers will need. So that way we take it to the finishing session. As